Okay, so today we are going to do some finalization or characterization of sintered, and actually this is polished now, a zirconia crown. This was printed in Inni-Cera, shade A0, so it came in white. It was colored in a B1 shade just before sintering, and I polished it with AON Inni-Cera polishes. So you can see it already looks quite good, but I do want to add some surface features. So today I'm going to be using the Miyo system. It's a ceramic based stain and glaze system, which is quite popular, and I've got several colors with me. I've got the traditional glaze paste, I've got some trans clementine. This would be the straw, trans straw. This would be smoke. This would be lumen plus, and over here would be my halo spring. So I'm not an expert ceramist, but I'm just going to give you a quick idea what it's like to add some final features to your printed and sintered crown so that you can make it really pop. And by all means, if you have any feedback, please let me know in the comments, because I know I'm not an expert at this, and I'm sure with practice that can only get better. So with the Miyo system, first of all we would apply a thin layer of the glaze paste like so, and you want this consistency to be relatively thick and definitely not too thin. Okay, the lovely thing about this system is that it will stick to where you want it to go. Okay, so you can see that I'm just applying the glaze paste in a uniform fashion. Just going to make sure that you guys can see that. Okay, good. And we're just going to float it around, okay? And you basically just want to float or create a single layer of glaze paste over this crown so that you can float your colors on top. Now I'm just going to do the labial surface for you today, otherwise we'll be here till tomorrow. And you definitely don't want to use this diluting liquid too much, otherwise everything is going to go everywhere. But I'm just going to pat it dry so I get a uniform layer. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. Right. Next, I'm going to add some cervical effects, and that's what the trans clementine is there for. So I'm just going to make sure that my brush is not too moist, but at the same time, it does have to be clean. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to float the colors . So basically you would run your brush with your colors or stains over that initial glaze layer. Bit of a tap. Whoops. That's alright. Not the end of the world. Alright, so now I want to add some of the body characteristics. So I've got trans straw here, but if you want to, let's say, match it to an certain A shade or certain B shade, you would use the relevant colors or shades. So, but today I'm just going to use the straw stain. As I said, I'm not an expert at this. I'm sure there are plenty of better ceramics out there, but I'm just giving you an idea what it's all about. And I probably put a bit too much here, but that's okay. As I said, we all learn from our mistakes, and this is just a general overview of what can be done. Alright, so you can see there's already a little bit of difference to the initial presentation. Okay, I am going to add my incisal effects now. So that's where the smoke comes in. You can use trans storm. It just depends on what effect you really want, what coloring you want. But I'm using smoke today. Let me see if I can focus there for you. See just a bit of that purpley blue effect at the incisal edge. Now I'm just going to take this out because I'm absolutely being blinded by the light. That's alright. Good. Okay, now I want to add a little bit of a halo effect. And that's where my halo spring comes in. See that halo effect there. I do feel that my incisal effect is a bit strong, so I'm going to just wipe it away a little bit. Right, I'm going to add some mamelon effects, so I've got mamelon coral here. It's just going to be ever so slight. Just drag the color around. And let me check outside the light. That's looking pretty good. Now, why I was tapping at the start was because I want to have an even surface, so I do tap it so the stains kind of like run and I get a more even surface. And that's looking a lot more even now, which is fantastic. Okay, so this looks like it's ready to be fired. Let me add just a touch here. And you can either run it once, and if it looks fine on your first firing, then so be it. Otherwise, if you find that it looks good after 2 fires, or you feel that you need a second run, then fine, that's okay as well. You'll run it at the recommended settings as per your furnace, kind of like what they recommend, and so each furnace is a little bit different. But yeah, that's basically how you can use Miyo to add some nice effects to an otherwise quite a monolithic initial presentation. So hopefully that helped. Sorry about that drop at the start, but this is a live recording, so these things happen. Hopefully you learned something from it.